Welcome back. For all of you returning viewers, thank you. For new viewers, welcome. So I wanted to give a little bit of a correction on my last video. I get rambling and my thoughts go every which way. I said that on my Harley Davidson, in 1 year, I'd put 1,000 miles on it and I'd paid $3,500. Well, in fact, I said $1,000. I apologize. I still don't have my editing software working right. I'll get it eventually, so bear with me, please. I said I put 1,000 miles on the bike and I'd spent $3,500. I said $350 a mile. Bad math. Again, I was rambling. It was $3.50 a mile. So take it what you will. Not every video is perfect. My apologies. So I wanted to give some updates. I have made some decisions in life. As I've mentioned in previous videos, my fiance has some visa issues to get here to the U.S. under a B1, B2 tourist visa. It happens. It is what it is. It doesn't mean I love her less. I love her just as much, and I'll show you why. So I'm also a senior citizen. I'm eligible for retirement, and I am going over December 28th to January 24th to the Philippines. We'll get married in that period of time. My intention is to come back here to the U.S., begin the CR1 visa process, which is the spouse visa. And believe it or not, spouse visa takes less time than the fiance visa, the K1. K1 can take up to 2 years to get through. The CR1 typically takes 1 year, 12 months and 2 weeks, I believe they said. So my intention is to come back and begin the CR1 visa by filling out the I-130 form, sending that through. Usually 6 to 9 months into the process, Christine will be called into the U.S. Embassy in Manila. She'll be questioned. It's an interview is what they call it. Maybe an interrogation, who knows. We are your government. We will have you comply. Sorry, my own little take on the government. Yeah, okay, so love my country, just not really fond of my government. But as I've ranted before about red tape, bureaucracy, yeah, it happens everywhere. So when I come back, I've made some decisions. I will apply for the CR1 visa. I don't have to be here for that whole process. I'm not getting married to be an absentee husband and an absentee stepfather to my stepdaughter. So I've made the decision to begin the process of having the world's largest yard sale at this time. When I get back, beginning about February, start selling off things, my side-by-side, my Harley. Wintertime might be kind of a difficult time on the Harley, so I might wait until late, early spring to sell the Harley. Now I'll get money off of all this stuff. I expect to have, I'm going to sell off a lot of my power tools that I've got. I mean, I've got table saws, I've got drill presses, I've got great big 12-inch sander. I've got I've got routers and things like this, a lot of woodworking tools. I'm still debating on whether to keep my welder or not. I've got a Lincoln welder that I like to fix things and build things, but I'm going to start selling off everything except for my personal items. My personal items, I mentioned in the last video, china cabinet, that'll probably go into storage. All of my personal items I'll put into storage. My household furniture, I think I'll leave with the house. I've been working with a realtor who is working with some property management firms. I'm going to list the house with this property management firm to rent the house. I'm going to be gone for at least 1 year, and I'm going to put in for my Social Security in February. I want to be able to get 2 Social Security checks deposited into my bank just to make sure that the flow is going correctly before I retire. Once I get that second Social Security check in, and yeah, on Social Security, you can work while you're drawing Social Security. You just have a cap on how much you can earn while you're on Social Security. So I'll easily be within that. But once that second check is deposited into my bank account and I've sold off a good percentage of my stuff, I'll sell my pickup off last. Then clear up all my bills that I've got here, any remaining bills, credit cards, things like that, zero all that out, and contact my company. I've already talked to my HR department yesterday, so they're aware that this is coming. I will give them a 30-day notice of my retirement, and once that's completed, one-way ticket, Philippines. Now, there's a process. You get a one-way ticket, you're given a 30-day visa upon arrival when you land in the Philippines. US, Canada, Great Britain, Australia all get a VOA. So that's pretty much the standard. If you come from a different country like China or Japan or Korea, that's a whole different process. So I can't really help you on that. But from the US, Canada, Britain, Australia, yeah, you get a visa, and New Zealand, you get a visa upon arrival, a VOA. That's good for 30 days. And then at the end of that 30 days, I will extend for an additional 59 days. It costs a little bit. But since we will be married, I will get a Balik Bayan visa, which is for married people that going to extend. And then eventually I'll apply for my 13A visa over there in the Philippines. But I'm going to be gone for a minimum of 1 year, depending on what happens with Customs and Immigrations Service. If they resist giving us the CR1 visa and we have to go through an I-212, which is a dispute of a restriction. And they're different visas because she was here on a B1, B2 that she's restricted for 5 years on. And the CR1 is a completely different visa. So we'll see how the process plays out. If there's resistance and we have to go through the I-212, then I'll begin that process. And now we may be looking at 1.5 to 2 years before her CR1 comes through. So in the meantime, I'll go over there, I'll live, we'll rent a place. I think I've got some ideas on that. And we'll just live there for a couple of years. I'll be on my retirement. I'll have a budget. We'll make it work. And in the meantime, I'll vlog while I'm over there. What I'm discovering. We plan on taking many trips. The money that I'm going to collect from selling off all of my major items here will give me a head start over there. I can go over there and buy a pickup truck. The reason I want to get a pickup truck is my mother-in-law, my future mother-in-law, she has a landscaping business, but she's been using her SUV to haul plants and materials and things like that. I just figured it'd be a lot easier to have a pickup, a four-door pickup, okay, four-door pickup so you can have passengers and the pickup bed to haul things in, and it'll be a lot more convenient. And I plan on helping everybody while I'm over there. What else have I got to do? I'll be retired. I'll help out when I can. We'll take trips when we can. We'll vlog all of that. It is what it is. So I'll probably get the four-door pickup. Now, I'm thinking, maybe a 2 or 3 year old used one. A gently used one, there's a lot of depreciation that comes off the first couple of years of buying a new vehicle. So it makes more sense just to buy a used one. It won't get used a whole lot. So if it's in good mechanical condition, sure, we'll take that. I also plan on buying a scooter. I've been shopping for scooters. I found a Kymco 300i Crosstown, X-Town, whatever, 300cc. That's a pretty good sized scooter. It's big enough to get onto their freeway system, their expressway system, I guess. You got to maintain a certain speed on that. And for two up, if I can do 100 kilometers an hour, 62 and a half miles an hour for you Western folks. If I can do 100 kilometers an hour, two up on their federal highway system, awesome. I don't think a 125 or a 150 or even that Honda 160 that I was looking at, I'm not sure they have enough power to two up at that speed. So, but I want it light enough and maneuverable enough to where I can get around in the insane traffic over there. And the 300 might be just almost too heavy. It's about 198 kilos, so 407 pounds, something like that. I think that's how it all equivalates out to. So about a 400-pound machine, less than 200 kilos. That's just the machine itself. So you get two up on there and do the math. So this is my game plan. And then once that CR1 visa comes through, I'll contact the property management company and tell them, okay, I'm coming back on this date. Can I have my house back at then? And I'll come back here. We'll get stuff out of storage, all the personal stuff, pots and pans, silverware, dishes, things like that. Some clothes, personal items that will be in there. And we should get the house back. Now, I'll be renting the house as a furnished home. Furniture, my living room furniture, my dining room set, all the appliances, of course, TV, the beds, dressers, things like that. So somebody can move in here and just move in and not have to worry about buying furniture when they move into the house. Hopefully that will work out a little better. I'm still waiting on the property management company. Once I decide who, there are several here, and I got to find somebody that can actually guarantee that my house will be in this condition when I get back. It's a risk, but life is a risk, and I just want to give you an update on what's going on. So, how do I form this? I will go over late December, early through January, come back here, start the CR1 process, then start listing things for sale. It's only gonna be 2 days a week because I'm still going to be working, and it's going to be tough being away from my wife and stepdaughter for 5 or 6 months, but I planned on going back over in July anyway, just in the assumption that the CR1 was going to take a year. And that was going to be really tough because I'd only be able to go over there for 2 or 3 weeks, then come back, and then I'd have another 6 months before I'd have enough vacation. I could go back over again in the next January or until her CR1. So it makes a lot more sense for me just to pull the plug, retire, go over, begin our lives together, and in the meantime, we'll be shopping around for properties, house locations, because there are so many different regions in the Philippines, and we want to shop around. So we'll be doing vlogs while we travel and get a lay of the land, start looking at property prices, things like that. Okay, so some people already think I'm crazy for getting married under the conditions I am. Maybe I am. I'm doing things completely unconventional from what most people do. Most people would go over there, meet somebody, spend some time together, come back, fly back over, meet up again, come back. That's fine if you're independently wealthy, I guess. I'm not. It's expensive to do this. So it just made a lot more sense for me to go over, and that way I can start a life over there with her. And then once the CR1 comes back, the three of us will come back here, move into the house. We'll live here for 2 or 3 years. And then once my stepdaughter graduates from high school, we can decide if she wants to go to college in the US or if she wants to go to college in the Philippines. We'll see how that works out. We'll see what her choice is. But upon her graduation and her going to college, then we will move back to the Philippines. We will find a place to rent again, but I will have sold my house at that point. It makes more sense to do it that way. My house is only a year and a half old. The equity I can get out of this house right now under the current economic and interest rate climate is not good. We've got several houses in this neighborhood that are for sale. Nobody's beating down the doors trying to get in. The market is really flat right now, and they're not going to get much out of their homes. If I wait 2 to 3, 4 years, I'll have a lot more equity in the house. Other people, renters, will be making my mortgage payments. I'll have a little bit extra each month going into my bank account so that when we move back, I will have a little bit of a nest egg to buy another vehicle again, whatever we're going to need to get started. And there you go. We put another 3 or 4 years into this house. My equity will be higher. It'll be easier to sell. Once we get the house sold, then we can skedaddle back over there. The equity that I have in the house from the sale of it will be used to build our brand new house in the Philippines, but it takes about 12 months to do that. So we will be renting for that much time, but we're still going to travel. We're still going to vlog. Even when Christine comes over here, we're going to vlog. We're going to go do things together. We'll put that up on the channel, give updates on what's going on with life. So I hope it's not too boring. I got some more videos coming out. Working on something right now so everybody can meet Christine. I think you all will see why I think she's the most incredible woman that I've ever met. She really is. And I've looked all around the world. I found her. There she is. I've been looking for her all my life. I just didn't know I was looking for her. I found her. I'm not letting go, and I'm going to do whatever I can to make this work and make it work well. I appreciate y'all staying by. I've been negligent in asking if you could give me a like, if you could subscribe. Okay, so there, I've done my begging. Thank you all for staying with me. I love you all, and I hope you're having a great life.